Hi, guys. Let's talk about Blake Lively's massive PR misstep, in my opinion, but also what it means for the ongoing apparent feud between her and Taylor Swift, and what I think is going to happen when coverage of their rift increases when Taylor Swift likely has songs coming out about Blake Lively and the friendship ending. Okay, as we know, Blake Lively and Taylor Swift, by all accounts, are no longer friends. And Taylor is releasing this album that talks about this song Ruin the Friendship and more. By the way, I will say this, I'm not a Swiftie, just so you guys know. But I try to cover things as fairly as possible. And strongly seem to reference Blake. We know that there's been the extortion attempt and more. Now, what's really interesting is that this PR article came out. And I don't think that anyone's discussed this particular aspect of this PR article, which not only talks about the fact that Blake supposedly removed Taylor from her guest list, which, let's be real, Blake would love for Taylor to show up at one of her parties or just give her the most remote time of day. But anyway, so it also says that Taylor Swift wasn't there for Blake basically when Blake needed her, when Blake was going through all these hard things. It's kind of talking about that situation. Now, this is really interesting because Blake is bringing her lawsuit into this that makes Blake look terrible. And it also brings up all the bad things that Blake did to Taylor if people look more deeply into this. Blake is not going to win this one, but it seems like this is the PR strategy that her team is taking moving forward. They're not only trying to say that Blake left the friendship, but they're bringing her lawsuit into it and saying Blake went through this hard time, Taylor wasn't there for her, trying to paint Taylor as the bad person, which we know Taylor was the one who was extorted, or the subject of an extortion attempt. But I think it's going to be really interesting when the coverage of this situation starts increasing a lot when Taylor's songs are released. And it's not going to paint Blake in a good light. She's trying to drag the lawsuit into this, which is going to put more eyes on what's been happening with the lawsuit. It blows my mind. Who is thinking of these strategies? I think Blake should have just tried to, I don't know, just get into this, not put those articles out. I don't know what the best strategy would have been here, but it's not to draw more attention to Blake Lively's unbelievable lawsuit where she makes completely false claims about someone, many people, and so much more. So what do you guys think of this?